Welcome to Module 9, where we talk about one of the top obstacles and concerns, cost. When I interviewed Andrew Winston and asked him about this issue of cost, he sounded slightly frustrated when he said, "I get asked some version of that question every day." Andrew talked to me about something that I have seen as well, is companies looking at the upfront cost of something, saying, "Oh, I can't buy a biodegradable material because that's going to cost X% more. I can't invest in that because it's not in the budget." The solution here is to look more holistically at all of the operations and also to look long term. The short-term focus on this quarter's profits is hurting companies, hurting employees, and hurting customers. When I say to think holistically, it means that there are a lot of things that are aspects of sustainability that you might not be considering. For example, installing energy-efficient lighting. There's an initial expense, and then there's energy savings. What about waste disposal fees? And what about if you have a program that allows employees to work remotely, or perhaps from co-working spaces? This photo is from a co-working space in Italy, and they pride themselves on having environments that include things like live plants. The idea is that all these things contribute to your overall environmental impact. Here's another example. Brian Hurley, whom I interviewed for my book Materials and Sustainability, and also for Material Value back in 2017. At one point, he was working on a contract with Rockwell. And that company was thinking they were going to need to add a building, to purchase one, have one built, because they were reaching capacity. Through his work with them, they did a complete audit of their existing facilities and realized there was underutilized space. There was capacity that wasn't being used in the best way. And when they rearranged things and reallocated different tasks to different locations and made things more efficient, they realized they didn't have to buy another building after all. This is a piece that saved over $1 million. So sustainability isn't just about expenses. There are also savings. I'll also tell you this photo is not Rockwell. It's a random photo. When considering costs, we need to reframe costs and expenses as investments. You can invest in solar panels or renewable energy credits. You can invest in more sustainable materials. And in doing so, you might reduce your hazardous waste disposal costs. If you can use lower amounts or even eliminate some hazardous chemicals, that's a win for the environment, it's a win for the health of your employees, and you reduce disposal costs, which can counteract the initial expense of switching out the materials that you're using. Redesigning a product has upfront costs. It is also an investment that can help build your company reputation. Maybe you can redesign your product so it's more energy efficient, or so that it allows your customers to reduce their use of toxic materials or reduce their energy consumption. Hiring people costs money. Training employees costs money. And both of those things, if done right, if you hire the right people and give them the right kind of support and training, you're going to reduce employee turnover. That is a huge cost savings, as well as something that boosts morale. So there are a lot of opportunities for a better workplace. And they don't have to really be costs in the long term when you look at the whole picture. Now it's your turn. I want you to consider the reframes that I mentioned here. Which one of these are relevant to your business? Can you think of any new ones that I haven't listed? My guess is you probably can. I invite you to take out your PDF or notebook, think about these things, write them down, and I will see you in the next module.